Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam. Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Om Satchidananda Rupaya Vishwotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. Hari Om. Today we have to reflect on the verse number 40th. Bhagavan said, Mam bhajanti gunaha sarve. Sarve gunaha. Guna has got many meanings, all qualities, properties, attributes, virtues. All these virtues, Mam bhajanti, they worship me. That is a simple meaning. They worship you. Or who are you? Nirgunam. I am beyond all attributes, properties, qualities and virtues. I am attributeless. Nirgunam. Nirapekshakam. And I am free from all dependence, expectations on anything. Nirapeksha. So my existence not depending on any kind of attribute, etc. I am Suhridam. I am the well-wisher, friend of all beings. Priyam, dear to everyone. How? Atmanam, because I am the Atma of all and everyone loves oneself the most, but they don't know who is that, what is the real self. So whether they know or not, actually they love me only because I am their Atma. Mam bhajanti guna sarve, mam nirgunam nirapekshakam suhridam priyam atmanam sarve guna bhajanti. And what are those gunas? He says samya, samya, equanimity, equipoise, impartiality, asanga, asanga, non-attachment, adeha, etc. And then next word is gunaha, but this is avagraha, agunaha. And actually all these gunas, whatever pointed out, they are not the gunas as generally what people understand. Now this is a very interesting shloka. Now let us begin with the understanding of the guna as properties. When we think of properties in terms of our chemistry and all that, they are called the physical properties, chemical properties, and they belong to some kind of substance. Yes, substance has these qualities, attributes, right? The other kind of gunas, they are called what you call the virtues. Satya, Daya, Ahimsa, so many, they are virtues. And various kinds of attributes, like omniscience, omnipotence and all that, you see. They are different attributes. Now what Bhagavan says, I am myself nirguna and the gunas worship me. Worship is a very peculiar word. That means what? I am the ashraya, the support, the locus, abode of all virtues. You know, it's very some serious point. The ashraya of any guna will be something nirguna only. Because ashraya of one guna is pointed out another guna, Then again we will ask what is its support. It will go on it. So Nirguna is only ashraya of all the gunas, and at the same time it is beyond all the gunas. Now we know little tricky. You see, that which does not have its own color, colorless, it can take any color, isn't it? You don't agree? Water is colorless. You put any color, it will take that color, but itself is free from colors. But if a thing has its own color already, then if to put something else, it will be totally different then. Or a crystal, any cloth, any flower you put of different color, it takes to it, but still remains colorless. Now take another example. For any kind of akara structure to exist, there has to be something which is not a structure. What? You see, suppose a flat earth is a flat plane. So you can go horizontally only up to from point A to B, isn't it? But vertically, it's all open, nirakar, akash. You can go on and up and even that particular akar of the earth, that also exists only in nirakar. But the moment something is particular, then it becomes a particular shape only. This is a very important point. So it is said, aham nirgunam, but all the gunas worship me, and all gunas abide in me, and I am the abode. Now, in the end it is said agunaha, and they are not the gunas as we understand, because what we understand, whether bhautik, rasayanic gunas, physical, chemical properties, they themselves go on changing, and any substance which has those qualities, that substance also is perishable, and those properties also perishable. Then we have seen Prakriti sattva gun, rajo gun, tamo guna. When a person becomes more and more sattvic, the expression of sattva gunas will find, some virtues and all of, they are the result of sattva gunas. But those gunas also keep on changing. And today, if someone has that kind of virtue, because of the sattva guna and all that, we do not know whether it will remain or not. I remember, when we were studying in school, college and all that also, we had to get some character certificate. He certified that she bears good character. And I was amused one day, the little baby was born and all that, and parents wanted to travel another country. So they wanted to make any passport. And there they asked what is the character of this baby, character certificate of all that. Amusing. Anyway, one man got his character certificate, and he was employed in a bank. And there he, what he did, swallowed some money and all that. So the inquiry was there, and they approached that man who had given him the certificate. character certificate. So they said, what, you told him? He said, sir, at that time he was very good. So at that time I said, he is very good. But when he saw a lot of money, then I am not responsible for that. The point is, these kind of gunas what we get, which are because of the sattva guna ityadi, they also not permanent or anything like that. So Bhagavan says, when I say that all gunas worship me, and all these gunas, they are not the products of sattva gun, rajogun, tamogun. Agunaha, they are not of the gunas in that sense. They are of my nature only. Aham nitya swarupaha. So all they are nitya only. See, a person has wealth. He may lose it also. A person honest, but that honesty also may go away. Right? But Bhagavan is of the very nature of this, so there is no question of that quality going away from him, and sometimes Bhagavan becomes shunyam, without anything, devoid of anything. No. Nityata. So nirguna, attributeless, as existence. Doesn't depend upon anything else. But all gunas to exist, existence is required, of course. And Bhagavan says nirapekshakam. No dependence on any kind of all the qualities. This is nirguna aspect. Okay. Now you see here, then where is suhridam? Now this suhridam, priyam, atmanam, as a nirguna also you can describe, as a saguna also you can describe. Because Chaitanya Tattva is present in all things and beings or not. Satchit is well-wisher only. Dushta Purusha also, or wild animals, but that Chaitanya is that which is there, Sat Chaitanya, doesn't expect anything from them. Whatever their nature may be, that is their mind's composition. But Chaitanya is present there. Suhrida generally is called without expecting anything in return, who is ever ready, ever present for that person. So Chaitanya is ever present. And Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Everything becomes dear to us for our own Atma Tattva only. And Bhagavan said that Atma I am, and therefore I am priyam to everybody. Now, other meaning, when Bhagavan takes some avatar, some incarnation, then how this Bhagavan is? Beyond all attributes. Bhagavan doesn't depend upon anything. Nirapeksha and friend to all beings. Now see here, Brahmaji, Sanakadi Muni wanted, immediately he came there or not? His Suhrutta is immediately seen here. As avatar when he takes, at that time also that. And Priyam Atmanam. And those who realize that as their own self, they are very dear to them. Many people, even those who did not know him as their own self, still he was very dear. Samya Asanga Adeha Guna. And Bhagavan is Sama or not? Bhagavan Samoham Sarva Bhuteshu. Samatvam Bhagavan has got that, right? As a Nirgun Rupa also, Sagun Rupa also. equanimity. Asanga, non-attachment. Adeha, etc. No, I don't have to give all the list and all that of all these virtues. That is one meaning, okay. And agunaha already pointed out, even they are gunas, but they are not gunas as we understand. See, now another meaning. See, these attributes, how can you say the attribute directly worshipping someone? So then you have to say a person who has got these virtues will worship Bhagavan. So gunaha means guninaha. Those who have got these virtues, samya, asanga. So those people who have got these virtues, then they will not worship any other kind of thing. They worship Bhagavan only. Now remember one thing. You see, sometimes people are called very virtuous. But sometimes their virtues are only to get particular name and form or to get the business. Honesty is there, sweet talking is there, and all that and all that. Right? But if somebody follows these virtues for any kind of worldly gain, it's not going to last. That's why you must have heard so many people say, how long I can be honest? How long I can be patient? How long I can forgive? Because they think that these qualities also have got some time limit. See, if we follow these virtues for worldly kind of gain, they are gunas only, they will perish. But when these virtues are lived to worship the Lord, then they will be permanent. Even though from materially worldly standpoint a person has to go through difficult times and all that, but nyayat patha na vichalanti dhiraha. But dhira purushas, they never waver from their path of righteousness and justice. Right? Therefore, their gunas are not this type of gunas which is coming, going and all that, or for material gain. So, what we understand from all this? Bhagavan himself is beyond all the names, forms, attributes, everything. But that Paramatma alone can be support of all gunas, all virtues, all attributes. It doesn't depend upon anything, but they depend on him, and these are his own nature. As long as I have this quality, have. Sometimes have not, it will become. But I am, then there is no question of that going away. Gunas. At the same time, if you want to reach Bhagavan, with these qualities, virtues, if we worship the Lord, then we will discover Bhagavan is Suhridam, Priyam, Atmanam, as my own self. Mam bhajanti guna sarve nirgunam nirapekshakam Suhridam Priyamatmanam Samya Asangadayo Agunaha. Or if you say just gunaha also, so many gunas, all other gunas, whatever you can think of, all of them. Thus, the teaching is completed here now. Then what happens? See, the story has to be completed. Then, remember who is narrating the story? Bhagavan Shri Krishna is speaking to Uddhava. Don't forget. And then Bhagavan told that I went there as Hamsa Pakshi. So then what happened? After you taught, they got enlightened or not? So he said, iti me chinna sandeha munaya sanakadaya sabhaja itva paraya bhaktya grinata samstavaihi. Iti this way, chinna sandeha munaya sanakadaya, Sanaka, Sanandan, Sanatan, Sanat Kumar, these mind-bound children of Bhagavan Brahmaji, they became chinna sandeha, became totally free from all doubt. Their original doubt was how to separate mind from the object, that was that. But when Bhagavan gave the knowledge, as the Upanishad says, Vidyate hridaya granthi chidyante sarva samshaya, when Paramatma Swarup is known, then all doubts are dispelled. So they became chinna sandeha, means what? Enlightened. Because as long as doubt is there, then no enlightenment. So they are enlightened. And do you know why? Because munayaha. Not only they listened to me, but they reflected on that. Otherwise, Shravanam tu krutam sarvaihi na tata mananam krutam. If people do only Shravanam, they don't do any mananam, then knowledge doesn't become their own. So because they were great students, they were great contemplative people, so when it was taught, they understood it. And then, see the kindness of Bhagavan. Bhagavan himself came there, Brahmaji thought of him, he came there. Now once the disciples have gained the knowledge, then what is their duty? Kritajnata. Even our ordinary day-to-day life also, we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. But now here, the thank you Bhagavan. So no, not like that. But expressing their gratitude. How they express? Sabhajayitva me. They learned this from me, then they worshipped me, Sabhajayitva. And how they worship? Paraya bhaktya, with supreme devotion. Not mechanically, no. Namaskar karo, kar diya. Okay. Not like that. No. Many times I heard them, matha teko. Namo karo. Pagelago, in different language, in different way they say and all that. Not that. Sabhajayitva, very well worshipping me with supreme devotion and agranata samstavaihi, and with great hymns of praise and all that. Those tavan stutis, they sang my glories also. That's what they did. They sang so different stutis. That means what? Generally we do the puja, then there are different upacharas are there and all that, formalities are there in different ways. But here they did. So what they worshipped and sang the glories of Bhagavan, that's called expression of gratitude. That is the most important thing. Kritajnata. Kritajnata is the important thing. Bhagavan, then what happened? Some story. Then what? Bhagavan says, Tairaham pujitas samyak samstutah paramarshibhihi pratyaya swakam dhama pashyatah parameshtinaha. Taihi paramarshibhihi pujitaha samyak aham. Then I was very well worshipped by those paramarshi. Now the rishi means what? Atma tattvam jananti rishayaha. They knew the Atma tattva and not ordinary. Parama means what? Now they had no ignorance, no doubt, no viprit bhavana, nothing. Completely established in this knowledge. Therefore, this Paramarshi, so I was worshipped as Samskrita. Worship means what? Physically, and with Samskriti means with Vani. So, generally say, Manasa, Vacha, Karmana, in thought, word and deed, so I was worshipped by them. Then what? Game was over. The purpose for which I went, that was over. Then you should not hang around there more when the work is over. Bhagavan said, Pratyayaya, I returned. Where? Swakam Dhamam, my abode. Pashyataha Parameshtinaha. As the Parameshti Brahmaji are looking, I just went away. As he was seeing. Now here the question is, Swakam Dhamam is where he went. So it is like this. If we take Bhagavan as Narayana Bhagavan, Saguna Rupa, they say he went to Vaikuntha Loka. But as Satchidananda Brahma, what? He just appeared and just disappeared. Again, he was in an unmanifest form of his. Tadhama paramam mama Bhagavan already said, na tad bhasayate suryaha. That is our own swarupa only. Bhagavan said, I just absorb myself in my own Satchidananda swarupa. And they dekhte reh gaye. What happened? Just now he was there, gone. Tairaham pujitas samyak. Not that Bhagavan got attached to their worship and all that. Sometimes, no, wherever we are respected, received very well. No, I am going to stay here only. No such thing. Guru has done his job, he went away. Shishyas are also enlightened. And because they had realized Bhagavan as their own self, so there was no separation. No viyoga dukkham. That's what is important. Because Suhridam Priyam Atmanam, there is our own self. Thus, Iti Shrimad Bhagavate Mahapurane Paramahamsyam Samhitayam Ekadasha Skandhe Trayodashodhyayaha. Thus, in this Shrimad Bhagavata, in this 11th canto, this was the 13th chapter, most beautiful one. And as a Muniha, so we have to also think more and more about all that. So with this we conclude. Now, question is what next? See, from Srimad Bhagavatam, we saw one episode of Bhakta Prahlad Kurustuti. From Bhagavatam only we saw this Hamsa Gita, which is part of Uddhav Gita. Now, I am planning to do something in Hindi, but its English translation also will be given as Prahlad Stuti time we had done. But I am not going to take any one particular episode like that, but at various places there are beautiful sandeshas, the messages are there in Bhagavatam. See, once some episode is explained, then the question, what do you learn from this? In English, sometimes they say, take home messages. So many things are there. What message you take? So Bhagavan and all that very beautifully at different places, there it is said, this is the message. So it's called Srimad Bhagavata Sandeshaha. Messages for all seekers, actually for all people, from Srimad Bhagavat. All the shlokas are from there only. I only put them in particular order and all that. That we will see. From 5th of September. 5th of September, in India, we celebrate a Teacher's Day in the honor of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. He was also President of India, right? So, Teacher's Day will start. Sandesha, messages. Time will be same. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare He Nath Narayana Vasudeva He Nath Narayana Vasudeva Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai Shri Sadgurunath Maharaj ki jai Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om